Hi there, I'm Mike, and I am behind the camera today because I want to show off my Star Wars The Black Series 40th Anniversary Collection. I finally have a full set, and I just kind of want to show it off. So what you see right here in front of you is the display stand that came with the Darth Vader figure. It cost twice as much as it should have because it came with this. And I sort of reviewed it on my channel when I got the 40th anniversary figure, and I didn't really like it, and to be honest, I still really don't. It is a little dusty. I probably should have cleaned it before I did this. It's been sitting on my shelf behind me in my toy room, collecting dust and holding some of the figures. But now that I have them all, I'm gonna put them on here for the first time. And so let's go ahead and start. I'm just gonna start from left to right on the back. I'm using this card back as a guide because I think they're supposed to go on the specific way, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm just gonna put it on how they're intended, I guess, but you can put them on however you want. So we're gonna start here in the back row. He is shedding already. You can see these this cloak is shredding all kinds of things. I guess that's how it's supposed to look though, because it's supposed to be pretty tattered. He goes back here. One of the things about this is, you know, they have holes down here in the bottom. There are pegs down here, and it's supposed to just slide right in, but it doesn't. Well, this isn't the 40th anniversary Tusken Raider. This is the box version, and that's gonna be the case for most of these. The hole should be the same. There shouldn't be a difference in the hole. We're just gonna put it there, and we're just gonna let it stand. It's not in the hole. I can definitely feel that, but that's gonna be the case for most of these. They just do not fit. Next, we have a surprise favorite, the Death Squad Commander. He is actually a fun figure. I just reviewed him. Actually, I just reviewed both of these on my channel, so if you want to go look at those, his foot fits actually right in. That's good. This is the first time I'm putting either of these on this, but he was a surprise. I really like this figure. It's a good figure. If you find him, highly recommend buying him. One thing about this guy is he is exclusive right now to the 40th anniversary line with the box and blister package, so if you could find him, get him. He doesn't come in a regular black box. Next is Chewbacca. Now, Chewbacca originally came out in Phase 2, I think Wave 1. He was originally slated to come out in Phase 1 back in 2013 or 14. So this is that figure. It's not the 40th anniversary release, and that's fine. He's the same figure as far as I can tell. These figures have come out in both. There's no differences as far as I can tell. I haven't seen anyone post anything. I've looked at pictures of both. They pretty much look the same. I don't really have anything to say about him. He's not great. I wish Chewbacca was a little better. He's probably a little too tall. Next, we have Princess Leia. Now, this is the 40th anniversary Princess Leia. Oops, come on. This does not fit in the hole, so it's not standing upright. This Princess Leia is actually the 40th anniversary carded Princess Leia, and you can tell because her face sculpt actually resembles Carrie Fisher. It's not super spot on, but it's not terrible. Whereas the carded version has a completely different face, and it looks like Carrie Fisher's stunt double. If you could find this, and I think they actually shipped cases of her, find her if you can find it. It's worth picking up. She's actually a pretty good figure with the better face. Next, we have Luke Skywalker. Now again, this isn't the 40th anniversary version, and there is a slight difference in the face. This face, I think, looks a little more waxy, whereas the other face looks a little more natural, but it's not a huge difference. I don't think it's an actual sculpt difference. I think it's more of a material or paint difference. But I don't know, I didn't want to buy it again. It wasn't big enough for me to spend another $20 on like Princess Leia was here. Other than that, I genuinely feel like this is a terrible figure. I don't like it. There's lots of reasons. I reviewed it if you want to go back and watch it. And then conversely, we have one of the best figures from the entire Black Series line. This Darth Vader right here is amazing. I'm gonna get his cape out of the way here so it's not in front of Luke. I don't like it when capes touch lightsabers because, you know, like it would be catching on fire. It wouldn't be good. You shouldn't do that. That's good enough. This is gonna go behind whatever goes here, which is actually a stormtrooper. Now, I actually did try to find, oops. Oh, come on, man. Just stay on, please. Anyway, I did actually try to find a 40th anniversary Stormtrooper because you really can't have too many Stormtroopers. But I couldn't. This is the actual Stormtrooper. I think it was Wave 3 of Phase 1. So he's been out for a while. This is one of the earliest figures. And he's good. He's good. Mine's a little marked up. He's a little dirty. But I kind of like that. I feel like that makes it a little more Stormtrooper-y. His foot definitely doesn't fit the peg. And then last on the end over here, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. And his feet do not fit there as as well. This is definitely not the 40th anniversary. I did see this one in person. I've only actually seen on a carded figure Princess Leia, this guy because I ordered him online, Luke, and Obi-Wan, and that's pretty much it. I haven't seen any of the other 40th anniversary figures right here so far. Everything else is either a box release or I ordered it online. And then starting in the front right here, we've got C-3PO. His feet definitely do not fit this peg. I like that they re-released this guy because he was a Walgreens exclusive, and this is the Walgreens exclusive version. I like him. I know a lot of people don't. I do wish he came with more accessories, or accessories in general, like some accessories. It would be nice if he had movable elbows, but I kind of get why they didn't do it. I'm not gonna really discount this figure for articulation because I feel like C-3PO himself doesn't have that much articulation in the first place. Next we have the scoundrel himself, Han Solo. His foot does fit in that peg pretty well. This is from Wave 2 of Phase 1. This is the 6th or 7th figure ever released in the entire line. This is one of the reasons I'm glad that they did this, because a lot of people weren't collecting the line when this guy came out. He wasn't super hard to find when the line came out, but if you just started collecting later, you would never find this guy for a reasonable price, if at all, because they've all been sold and bought. I'm glad that they redid this. I hope people could find him. I didn't see him in stores. He was part of Wave 1, and I think he was just really hard to find because of that. And actually, the same goes for R2-D2. Now, he has a peg here, but there's definitely no peg holes on the bottom there, so I'm just gonna put him right here. R2 goes for, or at least he went for a lot of money on the secondary markets because he was part of Wave 1, Phase 1, one of the first 4 figures made. I think he was number 4, actually, the number they came with. He's a well-loved character. He's essential for any collection. He might be a little on the too big side. I don't really know, but I like him. He's good. He was one of the first figures I bought. I found him in stores back when it was not super hard to find Star Wars The Black Series figures, and you know, that was nice. So I'm glad I have him. I actually reviewed him. He was one of the first Black Series reviews I did on my channel if you want to go back and watch that. And then finally we have the Jawa. He's definitely not going to fit in that peg, so I'm just going to stand him up there. I just reviewed him as well because these were my latest additions and they were the last 2 to come out as part of Wave 2 of this. So here we have Star Wars The Black Series 40th anniversary. I like it. This represents the original line of figures that came out back in 1978, but you know, done in modern times at a 6-inch scale. And most of them are really good figures. Not all of them, but most of them. They're pretty hard to find, especially now there's the rumor that, you know, the line's done and Hasbro is not making anymore, and what they've made is what there's gonna be. So it's up to you to find them. And I know Hasbro has awful. They have just absolutely terrible distribution, and then they're also heavily scalped. You know, as soon as they hit store shelves, you got the basement dwellers with Cheeto stains on their shirts standing out in line in front of Toys R Us and Targets as soon as they get shipments, and then buying them all so they can resell them on the internet, and those people have a special place in hell. I definitely do not like them, but I'm glad that I have this. I managed to get it. I didn't really overpay on any figure. I either paid, you know, shelf price or less for all of these figures, which I'm very excited about. So I'm glad about this. I'm gonna do sort of a close-up here using my handy dandy camera so you can kind of see. I'm gonna try to do this as smoothly as possible with this tripod here. It has a sort of a loose function. I like this. Of all of these figures, probably the Darth Vader is my favorite, but you know, after seeing them all here together, this is the first time I've seen them all together. I definitely like the way they look. Even Luke Skywalker there, which I'm not a huge fan of. I like the way he looks in this group. And these guys are going to stay on the shelf behind me during all my videos like this. They're not going to be part of my regular Black Series collection. They're going to stay behind me, and that's going to just kind of free up some space on my Black Series shelf, because as new figures get released, it's getting more and more crowded. It'll be fine. I'm fine with it. Although I kind of wish I did have another one of these and some more of these to go on my Imperial shelf. I like that, but this is fine. I really like it. I'm going to give this set as a whole, man, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. These guys all look good. They all look good. Whether or not the individual figures are great, this set as a whole is nostalgic. It hits a lot of the right parts. I definitely like this. If you can pick up these figures and this display stand, I feel like any Star Wars toy collector, Black Series collector, someone who bought these figures in the 70s and owned them back then, this is great. I absolutely love this. I can't wait for the 40th anniversary of Empire Strikes Back. I hope they do something similar. I'll definitely buy those, and I hope for the people that didn't get them that the 2 exclusive figures, the Death Squad Commander and the Jawa, get released in normal cards for the people that collect those and didn't want to collect these. I totally understand that. The only reason I'm even collecting these is because of the Darth Vader, the Death Squad Commander, and the Jawa were exclusives, and I couldn't let them go. Also, I'm glad that they fixed Princess Leia's head, because in the Black Series figure, and even in a lot of Star Wars figures, they just cannot get a good Carrie Fisher likeness. I'm just going to zoom in on that so you can see. It's a pretty decent likeness. It actually looks like her for the most part. It's not perfect still, but way better attempt than the other one. And I'm not going to get the other one out. And that's it. That's my review of this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting this far. If you did get this far, obviously if you're listening to it, you did. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, comment if you want. I know I didn't really give you any reasons to comment back, but if you want to, I love responding and reading those. And I will see you next time. Bye.